Good morning to you. It is Wednesday, December the 28th. Um, it's like the last week of 2022. And we're going to be talking about something that can possibly reposition some of the things that you're doing, some of the thoughts that you have, and it can begin to assist you with actioning um, some things as well. But like always, we're going to start in the spirit of gratitude where I say thank you, where I say I appreciate you, where I say I am happy that you are here from a digital standpoint. You're here physically too, but from a digital way. But again, like always, I want to start in gratitude because again, like I always say, if you don't get any appreciation or any type of gratitude throughout the day, you know you can get it here early in the morning, and you can allow that to feed into however you want to feed it, whatever you want to feed it into for the rest of your day. You know you can get it here first. Here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. So, what are you prepared to do, like for next year? What are you prepared to do? Let me put the caption where I want it to be, like right there. Where's my finger? Right there. Um, so what are you prepared to do? Like, what does your posture say about you? That is an open question that can easily be answered. But as long as you're open and transparent and honest about what it actually means to you, then you can really begin to examine like how your posture plays a role in your life, and how your posture plays a role with how you carry yourself throughout the day and how you approach situations. Like, how do you feel about yourself and how do you feel about the things that you're doing? That can be addressed just in your simplest of posture. Like, your parents ever told you sit up straight, stand up straight, stop slouching, things of that nature. Um, you can go back and pull some of those thoughts in and begin to talk to yourself about what does your posture look like for you, and how does it position you into going about being uh who you want to be, and what energy that you carry at that time being, and how to exude that energy in that moment um as well. So let's go ahead and begin to take these steps into change your posture. Again, you see the question that's proposed right here. What does your posture say about you? Again, you can answer that from a transparent standpoint. You can answer that by honestly, you can give textbook if you want, but that's not really going to help you out, because you can give the textbook and don't even look at how are you affected by it, or what can you do different now that you have acknowledged that your posture plays a role in how you feel, and that your posture also plays a role in how you communicate, because it is a nonverbal communication as well. So let's go ahead and begin to take these steps, and in this particular posture. So what I'm gonna do something just a little bit different. I myself, I mean, I can tell you, make sure you take the live and share it on your news feed, but I'm gonna do it today. I'll take the lead. I'm gonna take this live myself. You know, I don't want to tell you to do something and I'm not doing it, you know, neither. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna do it. I'll take the lead. Consistency is currency. I'm on the Facebook page. Now let me go to the live, and I'm going to share it where I want to put it at. I'll put it in the group. What group would I want to put it in? Let's see. Let me drop it. I'm gonna drop it in the Memphis group. Then I'm gonna drop it in the Dallas group. and I'm gonna put it in a Colleen group, and then we're gonna go ahead and get busy about talking about posture. Dallas, put it in Dallas Black Professionals. Let me drop it in Colleen Professionals. All right, bet. Let's go ahead and take this step. So, one thing that we really want to um, put into the position to where we're talking about the changing of the posture. Now, for those who may be new to the platform, you're going to get definitions and you're going to get inversions. The definition is going to tell you more about the word, then we're going to flip the definition and put it into a much more relevant and current context that you can benefit from as well. So let's go ahead and take this dive into what the conversation is going to be talking about with change your posture. All right, so let's go ahead and go. Let's jump. All right, so the first definition of posture is a particular pose adopted by a bird. Now, again, I'm just giving you definition. A particular pose adopted by a bird or other animals interpreted as a signal of a specific pattern or behavior. Now, what I want you to pay attention to in this one, of course, is white over red. So a particular pose adopted by interpreted signal of specific pattern or behavior. So that means that your pose can interpret or give signal into a specific pattern or behavior just by how you stand or how you carry yourself. So that's just like someone seeing you and saying, like, are you okay? Because they see something different about you, because that pose or posture that you're in is sending out a particular or specific pattern or behavior just by how you stand. So if you ever want to begin to look at something different, first thing that I want you to pay attention to is pay attention to your posture. Like, what signals is it sending out? What interpretation is your posture actually sending to those who are viewing your posture? It could send mixed signals. So if you're going and wanting to strive and to go into something, then look at how you actually position yourself in the room, or how you actually position yourself psychologically. Because it says a particular pose adopted by interpreted signal of specific pattern or behavior. So what does your behaviors say about you, or what does your signal say about your behavior? Like how you're feeling, like what are you doing? Like what are the things that you do when you're feeling a certain way? And the second definition, it says a particular way of dealing with or considering something, an approach or attitude. And the definition, well, the inversion of the definition that I want you to pay attention to is red over white, which is a particular way of considering an approach or attitude. And that's what we're talking about, especially when we're communicating about changing your posture. That means that there is a particular way that you're considering an approach or attitude. Like your pose can change how you approach something based on how you perceive the attitude that you have with inside of you on how you stand or the stance that you're taking. Again, a particular way of considering an approach or attitude, because your posture can exude or give off a particular attitude. A posture can give off or to allow others to consider what your approach is, whether you're in a defensive posture or look like you're ready to knuckle up or whatever it is. That is one's perception based off of your posture, because it builds someone's thoughts on how they see you and someone's thoughts based on the way that you're standing? Like, does your posture match your attitude? And if your posture doesn't match your attitude, then something about it needs to change. Either the posture need to change or your attitude need to change. And that's something that can only be answered by you. That's something that can only something that you have a direct responsibility with, not someone else, not someone saying what you're doing could reflect negatively, but how do you see your attitude and how do you see your approach, and what about it can be done different? What about it can change? Because it says a particular way of considering an approach or attitude. So what does that kind of mean? Change your approach, change your attitude, change your posture, change your attitude as well, and change the consideration of your attitude. And the next definition, is really no inversion on it because it is what it is. The definition of posture here, it says, place someone in a particular attitude or pose. Your posture can give off an attitude. Like, can you believe that? I'm sure you can, because you've seen people posture gives off a certain type of attitude. It looked like that they just lost everything. And you can see it in their posture. So you're seeing it as what it is, but how do other people see you? Like, what posture does it place them in? Or what posture or pose have you been doing that actually exudes some sort of attitude? Just like you have an attitude adjustment, maybe you need to also adjust your posture. Because when you adjust your posture, you may actually begin the process of adjusting how other people respond to you, just by adjusting your posture alone. Again, the adjustment of your posture is also a secondary attitude adjustment, because that's how people read you. I mean, I get it. You didn't really think someone read you that way, or you didn't have the intentions on someone reading you that way. Now, for me, I can say it, personally. Sometimes my posture or my demeanor in my face, where I'm not smiling, may give off a certain type of vibe that's really not how I'm feeling at that moment. So I have to understand that I would in that moment change my posture just so that it won't send mixed signals. Like, have you ever been in that space to where your posture sent off a signal that was really not how you were feeling in that moment? And that's why we're talking about change your posture. It could, somebody can say it's easier said than done. Yeah, okay. It's kind of like we talked about yesterday. If it's easier said than done, then stop saying it and just do it. Change your posture, and then it will give off a particular vibe. And that's what we're going to go into, especially when we go ahead and jump 2 feet into the deep dive. So let's go ahead and jump. Let's go ahead and tap into this deep dive. Like, did you know that your posture carries a significant amount of data, or data, however you're going to say it? It carries a significant amount of data through your nonverbal communication. Like, people see you before you say it. I'm going to say that again. People see you before you say it. And sometimes their perception of what they see, they begin to be there. It could create an expectation based off of what your posture is. I mean, that's just a realistic way of looking at it, because from a psychological standpoint, it could also affect your emotions or your mood. Like, standing there slouching, feeling upset or bothered or disappointed whatever it is, it can show in the position of your shoulders. So, like, what does your posture say about where you're going? Like, are you ready? Are you ready to stand up and open yourself up to the possibilities that the world may have for you, or what's on the other side of that door? Because to reach your destination, there is like an attitude adjustment combination of like the three D's, which is dedication, discipline, and determination. Because to change your attitude, there is a dedication and a responsibility that comes along with it. And when you begin to alter your discipline, because your discipline is actually reinforced by your why. And when your discipline is reinforced by your why, then you're going to continually and consistently begin to change your posture when you are in certain situations and circumstances. You're going to know, like, okay, time to get yourself in that moment. It's like you becoming like your own hype man from your posture alone. Standing up and get your shoulders rolled back. And then now that's when your determination is like your spiritual or your psychological stamina or the endurance to keep you going, because your posture is like rewiring yourself. Like, have you ever felt down and you begin to stand upright and begin to talk to yourself and begin to invest time into yourself by saying, you got this, let's go? You begin to clap your hands or shrug your shoulders, whatever it is that you do when you are in that empowerment posture, because it begins to bear the potential of changing your attitude about doing the simplest thing by changing your posture, standing in the gap for yourself, and being ready for whatever the world brings you. I mean, it's not like you're standing in a combative or a defensive posture. It's really about standing in a brave or courageous posture, in a courageous way, almost kind of like the Superman posture or the Superman pose or the Wonder Woman pose type of way. Like, when you're feeling a certain way, the next time you're feeling that way, whether you're feeling down or you're feeling upset, like, next time try this. Like, stand there and like strike a pose like Superman. You know, when you put he put his hands on his hips, or Wonder Woman put her hands on her hips, and she has that empowerment pose, or they're giving off a certain type of energy type of pose. Like, one or two things is going to happen. Like, you're either going to feel empowered or you're going to feel real silly and you're going to start laughing. Either way, it begins to alter your mood just by changing your posture by itself. Because your posture can introduce you to many things just by standing and being proud of you. It's like, have you ever seen someone standing in the posture where it looked like somebody stole their lunch money, or somebody uh, who lost their dog? They feel hurt, and it shows in how they're standing. It may show in, they may be weeping or crying or whatever it is that you want to call it, but it shows in how that person is actually receiving that emotion. Your posture could be the recipient of your emotions, because it totally consumes the entire being, and life just looked like it has been sucked completely out of you. So what I want you to do, like beginning and going into your new year, reposition yourself. Be aware of your posture. Be confident, be empowered, and change your posture. Now, I want you to try that out. Give yourself a new way of looking at ultimately what you know you can do based off by what you want to do. and intercede for yourself. Stand in your gap. Be determined, be disciplined, and know that your determination is going to get you to the end. Just by changing your posture, something simple as the posture adjustment. And when you get there, you'll understand that you can do it again, over and over again, just by simply changing your posture. All right, it's Mr. R2 here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. Y'all be blessed. Peace.